Alright, we are back at it. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it do. Y'all know what it do. You know, the first thing that I always got to do every time we go live on the TikTok is make sure the internet is popping up over here. So once I'm tapped in on the other device over here, we can get it going. Yo, Dodo Bird, thanks for joining. Thank you for joining. We just want to make sure that the what's name is set up over here. We can get this disclaimer read, and then we can get into the trading recaps for the day. And it looks like I am live. I am good to go. So we are tapped in. Thanks for coming through. Yo, Vancouver's in the building. I hope I always pronounce your screen name right. Vancouver. Is it short for Vancouver or what? But let me go ahead and tap in. Let's read the disclaimer, the disclosure, and then we can get into the trading recap for the day. We could talk about Roaring Kitty and GME. We could talk about the week, see how everybody did. But disclosure, please note that the following is not legal advice and is not provided or is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Investing in securities carries a high degree of risk and can result in the loss of your entire investment. You should consult with a qualified financial advisor or legal professional before making any investment decisions. The information contained in this presentation does not constitute an offer or solicitation to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments. Any opinions expressed in this presentation are subject to change without notice and should not be relied upon as a recommendation to buy or sell any securities. Please do your own due diligence or research before making any investment decisions. Now, with that being said, we got the disclosure out of the way. We already know the stock and the topic of the day is GME, with Roaring Kitty coming back live for the first time. So if you're tapped in right now, thanks for joining. I see you, Omar, GG2. I see you. Thanks for coming through. Let's run up. If your boy could get some likes, really appreciate that. That way we can get everybody in and tapped in. What's going on, TX Brian? I see you. Thanks for popping through. Anna, what's going on? Elite Dragonfly, KDJ. Appreciate y'all. So we just read the disclosure. Let me get out of here. Let me go ahead and open up the Discord so we could take a look at what was happening today with our trades, what happened in the Discord, what happened with the community. Raza Khan, what's going on? Tiff, I see you. Thank y'all for joining. So let me go ahead and bring this down. We want to take a look at the Discord right quick and see what play was called out. So I always do a trading recap for the beginner traders out there. And so in the Discord, we've got a trading chat room. And this is where I put a lot of my charting, right? Let me go ahead and bring it down even more so more of the screen fits in to what we got working on in here. But typically, before the market opens, I do an analysis, some charting, right? Most of us do this. And then I just drop what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing in the Discord. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank you. So let me scroll up and show y'all. Let's see. Maybe I scrolled up too far back. Talking about Roaring Kitty. Where is it at? All right. So this was last night. Now, I always say the same thing. So you guys, just so you have a heads up, I'm in California. I trade on West Coast time. So for me, the stock market opens up at 6:30 a.m. and then it closes at 1 p.m. So when you're looking at my screen and you're seeing timestamps, or if you hear me refer to a time that seems off, just remember we're talking about California time on the West Coast. So last night, about 12 hours before the market opened, this was the main play that I saw that I did charting on. Let me move this over a little bit so we can read it together. But to my Discord community, I said charting notes for June 7th, 2024. This was last night. I was looking at XOM. And I said, I'm looking for this continued upward trend on the daily and 30-minute time frames. Entry on the bounce off of the blue trend line. There is an upside gap that can be filled that was formed on June 3rd going into June 4th. So pretty simple. Now, if you're new to my TikTok and my style of trading is all for beginners. So you're not going to find a lot of like advanced or complex strategies or things like that. I like to keep my trading as simple as possible. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Millie458. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. But yeah, so this was the breakdown. This was the main play that I saw last night when I was doing my charting, just getting into, breaking it down. So here on the top, let me kind of move myself out of the way a little bit. On the top is the daily chart for XOM Mobile. That's ticker symbol XOM. That's Xavier Oscar Mary. And we can see on the daily chart, price is just bouncing off of this little pricing channel or wedge or broadening formation. It's staying in this range. And so what I noticed over here to the right hand side of the chart, that we had kind of started this daily trend for the past 3 days. Yo, Moonlight, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Andy, I see you. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for the roses, everybody. I appreciate you, Moonlight. Yo, yo, yo. So we're running it up. We got 40 people in here. So we're just doing a quick little recap on the charting. So what I saw, and this is just on my screen right here. This is the charting that I put in my Discord. Let me bring that back up. So what I saw, this white area was a gap that needed to be filled, and we had already started kind of to fill it. See where my mouse is moving, my cursor is moving. Yesterday we started to come in and fill that gap, and then we filled the rest of it today. But that's what I plotted out, I charted. Now I know we can't see that too good from the screenshot, so let me go ahead and bring up TradingView, and we can look at, thank y'all for the likes. We ran it up to a quick 500. I appreciate that. Y'all know y'all always give me energy. So when I get more energy from y'all, I'm always down to pour out and give back and just show the love. So I appreciate it. So what we want to do is go here, check out this XOM mobile chart and really break it down. HMP 2318. Hey Curtis, what do you think about GameStop? We're going to get to that in just a moment, man. It's really crazy. You know, Roaring Kitty, they said he lost $250 million today, just in one day off of GameStop. But the man is still, you know, the guy's still heavily up. Okay, cool. So here we are looking at the 30-minute chart on ExxonMobil. Before we do that, though, let me go ahead and we're going to toggle it back and forth. So I want to show y'all from the high level what I was seeing from beforehand. So here we go. Let's move this down. Here we're looking at the daily chart on ExxonMobil. So if you're new to trading, if you're a new trader, we're on the daily time frame. That means each one of these candlesticks represents 1 day of time, right? So this right here was, let me double check. This was on Tuesday, June 4th, then Wednesday, then Thursday. So we were building this upward trend, right? We got higher lows and higher highs, a nice solid upward trend. So what I do is once I see a trend pattern on the daily, a nice solid one like this, which actually played out a little bit different today. But once I see a nice solid trend pattern starting to form, nice and pretty linear, I go ahead and I do an initial line, right, on the daily time frame, but then I break it down to the 30-minute. This is the way that I trade. So now when you break it down to the 30-minute, the visual on the chart changes just a little bit. But here's what those 3 days look like. And what we can see each time is that it came down for the most part to this line and bounced up. Came down one more time right here and bounced up. Came down, went down a little bit below, but bounced up. Came down and bounced up. So now seeing that trend, this is what I like. That's an easy peasy one. That's the way that I trade. Nothing complicated. So going back to what I put in the Discord, just what I showed y'all. I said this last night. Entry on the bounce off of the blue trend line. There is an upside gap that can be filled that was formed on June 3rd. So if we go back here and we zoom in a little bit, we can see, everybody look over here on the left-hand side of the screen. Look over here on the left-hand side of the screen, and we see that there's this gap that needed to be filled. And look what happened. We came down this morning. Look at my time chart. We came down, went right down to this blue line. I got into calls. It went straight up and filled the gap, and then it kind of fizzled out. So that was a beautiful play. I'm not saying that I predicted the market, but that was just what the technical analysis showed. So let me go in here and tap in and see what the comments are looking like. I know you guys already know I like to keep up with the comments. I like to give my analysis. I tap in with y'all, read the comments, making sure I'm keeping up, and then we get back into the commentary and the analysis. So let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let's see. Got a few follows. We're going to talk about GME in a minute. Potter Stock says, Curtis, nah, bruh, that many indicators. I have a few on here. It's kind of like the Matrix. Y'all remember in the Matrix where it looked confusing? I just leave them on here from the default, so I'll turn them off. But I usually, all I really use for my trading strategy is the trend lines with support and resistance. But Potter Stocks, I feel you, man. My bad on having all that up there. CKJ, thank you for the follow. Let's see, Amir, green screen on the background is nuts. Hey, this is a real life, right? This is my real life penthouse, man. This is real. This is not a green screen. This is the real life penthouse, okay? This is, look, I'm touching that plant back there. You see that? I'm touching, that's real. That's real, okay? I'm looking out at over the city right now. Miriam says, which indicator? So right now, all you really see is just trend lines. These are just trend lines. The numbers and the way that these candlesticks is from the strat. And I think we've talked about the strat before, Miriam, but I could break it down for you one more time. just really quickly. But I don't use the strat as much as I used to before, but I do leave it on there just as a way to pay homage to the people that created the strat, which is Sarah Strat Sniper. I've talked about her a few times before. But the strat just basically tells you the direction of the candles, which most of us, we can visually see that with our eyes, but I just like to have it there. It's kind of like my comfort blanket for when I first started trading, right? So much love to Rob in the Black and Sarah Strat Sniper. Moonlight says they'll join the Discord. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Lee V, thank you for the follow. Let me see. God's Child, thank you for the follow. Let me see. Follow the live creator. What we looking at here? Boss Fallon. So we're looking at, Boss Fallon. So what we're looking at right now is my breakdown of the XOM mobile trade. So really all that I use in my trading strategy is trend lines and support and resistance. I like to see a buildup on the daily chart of at least 2 to 3 days of a trend. So this was pretty easy to spot. Even though today on Friday, we kind of broke the trend a little bit. All I did was I look at the daily chart, I draw an initial trend line, and then I break it down on a smaller time frame. I like to use the 30-minute. So I came in here, charted out on the 30-minute how price bounced off of the blue trend line, and then I just said to my Discord right here on this one today, y'all bear with me, let me get in here and zoom in. Let me get in here and zoom in a little bit so we can see it. We're looking at the 30-minute chart. So crazy how XOM is full time frame continuity down. But like I said, I was looking for price to come back down to this blue line right here where the cursor is, where my mouse is. I entered in calls, and then it filled this gap. And the gap is the white shaded area from June 3rd going into June 4th. And it just played out perfectly. It's moments like these where they play out so perfectly. You got to make sure that you stay humble and don't act like you know it all with the market, because it possibly could not have done this. But I'm very happy that it worked out the way that it did. So I got into calls, and I'll show y'all one more time. So this was me. I said it last night. I said this last night in my Discord at 6:53. So about 12 hours before the market opened. I said I was looking for this continued upward trend on the daily and 30-minute time frames. Entry on the bounce of the blue line. And so this was the screenshot that I put into the chat last night. Now let me show you guys the screenshots on the entry. So here we are this morning at 6:36 a.m. So right after the market opened, Exxon dropped on down. I got in, as we can see right there. Let me show y'all the other screenshot too. That was my entry. And then it took about 4 minutes just for me to hit my profit target, and got in right there. So I made a quick 13%. I'm a very conservative trader. I don't need to have 100% or grand slams or home runs all the time. I like to just get my base hits and then go on about my day and go ahead and chill out. All right, let me tap in with the chat. Let me tap in with y'all. Like I said, Levy, thank you for the follow. Sam Michael, thank you for the follow. Boss Fallon, I hope that broke it down for you, Boss Fallon, if you're still in the chat. Jonathan says, how you feel about Wolf? We'll get to that in a minute. Doug Metzger, thank you for the follow. Boss Fallon, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Let's see. There's so much stuff going in already. We pumping up the chat. I'm feeling like Roaring Kitty today on this live. The chat is going crazy. Stacy Now, thank you for the follow. I am Yahweh. I believe that's God's government name. Thank you for the follow. This person, I have a screen name says 44. Should have been myself, bro. Now I'm here at 27. All right. Glittery TH. So what's your thoughts on Roaring Kitty's stream today? You think he was speaking to the hedgies? I think he was talking to everybody. I think he was sending messages out to everybody. Of course, all of the retail traders, the hedge funds, GameStop, everyone. Kyle Shee, thank you for the follow. Chase DePrue, Nvidia getting shorted. Any thoughts on June 14 option calls? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to keep up. Oni, thank you for the follow. All right, anybody else use some chips to buy that dip today? All right. Yes, indeed. Okay, I just want to make sure I don't miss no comments. And then we can get into Roaring Kitty's live stream. So put a 1 in the chat if either you watched the live stream or you played GameStop. If you're in a trade with GameStop, put a 1 in the chat if you watched Roaring Kitty's live stream, or if you are in GameStop. Put a 1 in the chat. There we go. Andy put a 1. Buy GME, buy it low, sell it high. Cosmic Fish put a 1. BLT says, oh snap, unlimited ones just came through. BLT says the real question is, how much do you get taxed for doing this? So to the best of my knowledge, the taxes on options trading, especially if you don't do leaps. And for those of us that don't know, a leap is basically a trade that lasts months out, potentially goes into the next year. Most of these are considered like short-term trades, so they're like short-term capital gains. So your tax kind of heavy. Let's go take a look all together, as a matter of fact. Let's just see how much we get taxed. All the ones in the chat, all the ones. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up some clips from Roaring Kitty's live stream because I thought it was very funny. I thought it was very entertaining. Almost at 1,000 likes, y'all. Almost at 1,000 likes. So we'll talk about GME. Of course, that is the stock at hand. I just think it's so crazy, man. Just imagine that he was so close to becoming a billionaire. He was that close, just a couple of dollars away when you talk about the options that he has on GME versus what the value of those contracts would have been. He was that close to waking up this morning a billionaire. So very crazy. And I think today was his birthday. He said that on the live stream. He said today was his birthday. Let's see. How much do you get taxed on? Oh, snap. Hold on. Options trading. Let's do it together. Oh, snap. Hold on. Options trading. Let's do it together. That. Yo. All right, I don't think that this is accurate. We got to go to like Investopedia where they really break it down for us. All right, here we go. How options are taxed. Smart Assets is pretty good. Smart Assets actually has a calculator that you can use to type in to figure out how much your taxes are going to be. All right. Here we go. All this calculations. We should just go to the calculator. Let's just save some time and go to a calculator. All right, the Cavity Podcast says trade from a trust. Andy says it's too much, whatever the number is. Exactly. Andy's exactly right? Government is taxing and just taking everything. Louise Ibarra, thank you for the follow. The Cavity Podcast says the way the trust can pay you pennies on your gains and you skip over the capital gains. Cosmic Fish says he lost over 200 million during the live and didn't look like he was breaking a sweat at all. You know, here's my theory, though. This is my honest opinion theory, right? Because me and my girl, we watched Dumb Money again the other day, and we were talking about it from like a couple of perspective. You remember, for any of us that watched Dumb Money, remember that, let me go ahead and bring up the GameStop chart while we're talking about this. So for any of us that watched the movie Dumb Money, or you know about the story, right? At different stages, there was a lot of pressure for him to sell. You know, when he first got to the first $1 million mark, and then that 1 million became 10 million and 20 million and 25. And if you watch the movie Dumb Money, remember there was a scene where his wife asked him, how much money did we lose today? And he says 5 million. And then she said the day before that, he said we lost 4 million. So just imagine being in that range and potentially losing like so much money that could have easily changed your life and all that. So I'll just get to the punchline because I don't want to turn into a yap session. But basically, this is my theory on Roaring Kitty. While he was gone this past 3 years, and we see this on his broker statements. These are on his broker statements. Watch, I'll bring it up. Let's look at the receipts. I'm going to bring it up real quick. You guys let me know if I'm yapping too much. If I'm yapping too much and you want me to talk about something else, just let me know. But we're going to go to the trading chat room. And I put the screenshots from his broker statement. Here's Roaring Kitty's statement that he had posted yesterday that we can't really see because it's a screenshot on my Discord. But we could see right here on his statement that he put up, or his screenshot, he was sitting on $30 million in cash. So this is my theory about what he did over the past 3 years. He was able to take some of the profits from GameStop. I believe that he did some other trading as well. In my opinion, that's just my thoughts. I don't have anything to support that. But I think he did some other trading, took money out of the market enough to set his family up straight. This is why we see that he has 30 million in cash. He took that cash to pay for everything that, you know, would get him and his wife and his family straight so they don't have to work anymore. And then he could go back to going all in on GameStop. That's my theory. That's my theory in terms of what Roaring Kitty has done so far. And I feel like that's the perfect way to make your wife and your family happy, especially your wife, right? The ability to take care of them so they're set for the rest of life, and then you can go back into this. And he's in that perfect position with, you know, $30 million in cash. So at the end of the day, one thing that we always have to keep in mind is that he started with 53,000. So anything over 53,000 is good money, let alone to be in the tens of millions. Now, of course, It would be phenomenal and crazy if he hits $1 billion. But just imagine, from 53,000 to 30 million, that's all. There's nothing to sweat about. And that's why during his live, he was so crazy, man. If you watch the live, he was so like just kicking back. All right, let me read some comments. Let's see. Marvelous One, thank you for the follow. Let's see. Appreciate it, Marvelous One. This is interesting. Thank you for sharing the live. Tiff West says, I'm sure he set himself up well. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt, Tiff. Without a doubt. Cosmic Fish says, Yap away. Good to hear another perspective on the good theory. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. What we got? Glittery TH says, do you think we will see GME go up over 60 again? All right, Glittery, I'm really hesitant because I'm going to keep it real with you. Well, I was somewhat right. So the other day when I went live 2 days ago, somebody had asked if we were going to get above 40 again or something like that, right? And that's what we did. Between today and yesterday, we definitely were well over 40. And I did say that 40 to 45 would be realistic. And look what happened. We can't see the price, but let me bring this down so we can all see it and bring this over. Let's slide it over so we can all see the numbers too. But for the most part, and I'm not trying to take credit because I'm not, I don't have the crystal ball. I can't see the future. But I was thinking that realistically we would break above 40 because we were down here. And we got to that 47 section and we came back down. So to your question, do I think it'll see 60 over again? It's possible. Now, part of the reason why I think it's possible is because everybody's playing chess here. We got Roaring Kitty, we got the hedge funds, and then we got GameStop itself. And did everybody see what GameStop did? They went ahead and dropped their earnings early because they knew the numbers were going to be bad. So we all know that there's going to be a lot of emphasis on their earnings, especially to see if the market will push it down, right? If there's going to be bearish sentiment, if the bears come out. So they did a quick little, let's get our numbers out of the way. Let's get that negative sentiment out of the way. Now Roaring Kitty's options that he has are less vulnerable. They're less vulnerable to bad news and things like that. So now it's just a matter of like the hedge funds versus the retail traders. What GameStop did was, let's take a step back and get ourselves out the way. That way, the retail traders and the hedge funds could just battle it out and we won't be in there having a wrench in the program. All right. But to answer your question, Glittery, do I think 60 is possible? I'll say I definitely think 60 is possible now because GameStop has already released their earnings. So instead of them dropping their earnings on the 11th or when they were supposed to, all of that is now bypassed. Spotless Cobra, can he attain the cash if he executes his longs? I don't know. If what he shows us, I gotta pull up a better screenshot. Or let me see if I can zoom in. No, I can't. Oh yeah, I can. Here we go. So he has. I don't think so. I don't know. Who knows if he has cash somewhere else, but I don't think he's going to exercise them. If he could exercise them, that's almost like a guaranteed win. That's like a good get out of jail free card. To be goofing on being read that deep, dude has it figured out. I agree with you, Tiff. I agree with you. He's playing the game. He might be playing like this kind of goofball or whatever on the live and whatever the case may be, but he's thought about some chess moves on how he wants to do this. And the number one thing that tells me that he's thought about it is when he put that green Uno reverse. When he posted that green Uno reverse, I was like, oh yeah, he's got some things lined up. All right. Let me see what's going on here. Is that David saying GME strengthened RK's position by removing variables? Yes. Yep, that's right. Glittery says, I woke up and about cried this morning. LOL, anyone else? I was in such a good spot when I went to bed. All right, you need to, let me see. Bermuda Beanie says, you need the hedge funds to play the game. That's true. And he says, yes, having fun because he made it. Yo, Mengal, thank you for the follow. Christy is right there with Glittery. Same. I almost sold and decided to hold off to see what happens. Spotless Cobra says, yeah, I saw that card. He definitely has something. That green Uno reverse, I was like, yo. To me, that was more powerful than any other meme he's posted so far. Cosmic Fish says, you think he did that goofy live to get the paper hands out of the equation? That's not the way I interpreted the live. That's not the way I interpreted it at all. I think it was more so a message to the true retail diehard fans / supporters. Like, yo, here I am right here. And it's kind of weird, because as we see right here, he's got 30 million in cash as of yesterday. But I think at the same time, he's saying, yo, if I could deal with the possibility of losing $250 million, like, I'm right here with y'all. So I guess to a degree what you're saying is right in the inverse. Like, I'm speaking to the diamond hands. All right. User says, did he give a lot of subliminal messages? To a degree, I would say so. Some of the things that I interpreted or that I picked up on was, one of the main things that I think was more than obvious was he was basically poking fun at a lot of the powers that be, right? During the live, he talked about, oh, am I allowed to say this? Am I allowed to do this? E-Trade, are you going to block my account? Are you going to close my account? I thought that was funny. At one point during the live, he's like, E-Trade, can I show this? And then he goes in and he edited out the E-Trade logo. So that was funny. That was funny to me. Wild card, the reverse Uno card at the end. That's right. Yo, Julian Garcia, thanks for coming through. All right, we're almost 100 deep. We're almost at 2K likes. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Okay, so, of course, we'll keep tapping in and going back to that. Let me go ahead and kind of zoom back out of this blown up version on the Discord. All right, but just a quick recap if you're coming in here. Just what I saw yesterday. I always like to do a trading recap. So for my beginner traders, if you just joined into the live right now, I'll come back to GME and we'll check out some ticker symbols together. But I want to give one more review and recap of the trade that I did today, just to show the beginners like my trading strategy and things like that. So we're going to head over. Let me move the Discord over a little bit. All right. So this was last night, about 12 hours before the market opened. I was looking at XOM Mobile. And I said, I'm looking for this continued upward trend on the daily and 30-minute time frames. Entry on the bounce off of the blue trend line. There is an upside gap that can be filled that was formed on June 3rd going into June 4th. So let me go back over here to the Exxon Mobil chart. Where are you at? Boom. Okay, so this is how today played out. Let me turn off some of these indicators. A few of y'all were like, yo, Curtis G, bro, what is going on here? Let me move me out the way. Let me close that one. I don't know why this thing is being so problematic with me right now. But, all right, whatever. So what I basically did, if you guys can see, this blue trend line going back from a few days ago, we had this initial touch point here. Let me zoom us in a little bit. All right. And then we had another touch point. And then this one is a second or third touch point. We kind of dip below. Here we go. This was another one that was very strong. Thank you for the follow. And then this is the one this morning. Well, I charted from last night, but right here this morning, right when the market opened up, XOM came right down to the blue trend line. I entered in calls, took it up. We saw the gap get filled. Now on my charts, just to give you guys a heads up, on my charts, whenever you see a white shaded area, that represents a gap. This was a gap here, as we could tell right over on the left-hand side, when the price had gapped down. So then we came to the blue trend, entered in calls, rode it up, filled that gap, and then it came back down. Now, like I said, I'm a conservative trader, so I didn't even ride it all the way up. I just rode it back into like this area and then took my profits and dipped. And I'll show y'all one more time, and then we can move on and take a look at some other tickers together. But let me go over to the Curtis G trades. And then right here, right when the market opened at 6:36, I put it into the Discord. I got 8 calls, 113 expiring June 14th. I got in right here. We can see the screenshot of right when I got in. And then it only took 4 minutes, which was very fortunate. Didn't have to wait long. And took profits at 13%. So $144 in 4 minutes. I'm not complaining at all. I will take that all day. I'll take that all day. I know there's some people, they kind of criticize me because I'm very conservative. I have a hard time letting my winners run. So that's one of my improvement areas, to get out of my comfort zone and let some of the contracts run. But at the end of the day, I don't mind taking this and just kind of sliding on out and going on about my day. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Glittery. All right, let me read some of these comments. All right. Let me see. I'm missing so much. Cosmic Fish, thank you for the follow. Scarface, can you explain options and what he's trying to do? Okay, let me touch base on that. IDK says, I never got lucky with meme stocks, question mark. Peter Griffin says, we're cooked, ain't we? I can't say. If we're talking about GameStop, Peter Griff, it's too much of a wild card right now. We definitely are playing Uno. Oni Grove says, I'm even before the beginner traders, baby status. Okay, Oni, no worries. We'll take it one step at a time. Glitz says, I don't know about everyone else, Peter, but I am. All right, SS7, thank you for the follow. Holly says, I hated his live, but I also feel there is an underlying strategy brewing he has going on. Not over. Yeah, there were certain parts I could see. At first, I was a little like, when I saw people online saying that they didn't like his live, I was a little kind of off put. But when I go back and think about it, I could see how some people could be off put because you're probably, I think to a degree, we were hoping for more substantive content, right? Some quality content. And what I mean by content, I mean like, more emphasis or more insights to the strategy or even more info about what he's been doing for the past 3 years. Like all of that was such in a cloud. He jumped back on the live like he was just live last week or just a few days ago where, it's been 3 years, not that we deserve to know what's going on with your life, but what have you been doing for the past 3 years? And more specifically, he did talk a little bit about, what he sees for the leadership of GameStop and what they should potentially be doing, but he didn't even really get into that. So I understand a lot of people more and more that are kind of like, I guess it was kind of like you left something to be desired, right? Kind of left us not all the way satisfied. Glittery agrees with Holly. Cerna says, I don't have a lot, but I bought a few $100 more right before the close. Cerna says it's tough to sit in front of your computer at 3 a.m. and then lose thousands. And he lost, half a quarter of $1 billion. Okay, let me keep up with the comments, y'all. Bear with me. Running through here. Glittery says nice. Thank you so much. D Cool Pharaoh, thank you for the follow. Comrade Cortez, thank you for the follow. D Cool Pharaoh, thank you for sharing the live. Tiff West, thank you for the follow. Gavin says, what do you recommend to get started? The live was hilarious. He wanted to show us he is the same goofy guy. Let's go. I can dig that, Mookie. I can dig that for sure. Carlos Garcia, only down $100, but hope it goes up. Sleazy Boy, what stock is that? The one you got in and out of. That was XOM. So Sleazy Boy, that was Exxon Mobil. Ticker symbol Xavier Oscar Mary. Exxon Mobil. All right. Cosmic Fish, I 100% agree. Ta-da, M340i. He started the live damage. That was funny. To me, that was funny. And he said, I had to dust this SHIT off to get it started in here. Taylor says, lost 100K last night. I'm okay. I've been in this for a long time. Big shout out to Taylor. That's what's up. Stingray says, me too. I bought more. Oni Grove says, it was crazy interesting that he didn't watch the movie, though. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, too. That he says he didn't watch the movie. He hasn't seen it after all this time, which is very interesting. I understand when actors and people like that, they say, I didn't watch that movie. And the reason why I understand that is, you guys don't know this about me, but I'm really big into photography and landscape photography. And for a little while, I got into video production. And when I used to do these videos for clients, after doing the editing and working on it for weeks on end or months, I wouldn't want to watch it because you spent so much time super zoned in on it. So for an actor, I understand when they say that. But in the case of Keith or Roaring Kitty, I'm just so surprised that, for something that is impacting your life this much that you wouldn't want to watch it. Painting Cloud says, I wonder if he's trying to buy up the new GameStop shares they released this morning at a low price. Oni Grove says, yeah, it was crazy funny. He really was damaged for a while, so to make light of it was cool. Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason why he went live late. Now that you say that, Oni, because he was 40 minutes late to his live to start it, and I think he was just analyzing the best way to engage with the audience, knowing that because the price of GameStop had pushed down, he had lost half or a quarter of $1 billion. What's the best way to make light of this situation right here in the moment? And he probably landed on, let me do a makeshift. It was kind of like the old Halloween costumes that your mom makes before you go out. Mom couldn't really get the Batman costume with all the fixtures and accessories, so she makes the quick one right there for the situation. All right, Taylor says, that's how we know he has major willpower. If he didn't watch a movie about himself, he can hold. Yo, Taylor, 1,000%. 1,000%. Andy says, thought he was Central Time, started at noon. Only pronounced like Johnny without the J. Ani. Thank you so much. I love when you guys tell me how to correctly pronounce your screen names. Ani, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, so yeah, this was my trade of the day. XOM, quick little scalp. I'm primarily a scalper. Now I do have another trade that I'm in that I talked about a few days ago on my live. On a smaller scale, I kind of felt like Keith. So let me clean this up for y'all because I know this looks crazy. Okay, and then I'm going to let me hide my drawings. How do I hide them? But this was the trade I was talking about. Let me break it down for y'all. I'm going to show you. And this is for the beginners. Yo, Chris Jurgens, thanks for the live. Taylor says, there are so many financial content creators on TT, and you're my fave. Yo. All right. I'm kind of an emotional guy, Taylor, so don't do that to me on a Friday. Don't do that to me on a Friday. That means a lot to me, Taylor. That means a whole lot. I'm going to show you guys this play, and I want everybody to give me your honest thoughts. And, we want to be here to help the new people. There's a few of us that have been trading for a while, but I'm going to show you guys this long-term swing trade that I'm in. And I have to give a big shout out to one of my members in my Discord community because it was really him that found this, but I helped him do the charting. So we're talking about Home Depot. So let me go back to where we broke it down at. Where is it? Here it is right here. So this is the big long-term trade swing that I'm in. And so this was yesterday at 5:27 a.m. So this was about an hour before the market opened. And I said, good morning, PIU family. Here are my charting notes for June 6th. A big shout out to, his name is Tazwa in our Discord community for spotlighting these during the Zoom session. So the main one right here is Home Depot. Now, I have notes here. It's in a support and resistance zone that was formed back in September of 2023. That's the orange shaded area on the chart. It just closed a gap that was created in December of 2023. It has started a slight upward trend on the daily chart for June 4th and June 5th. And it appears to be ready to start moving back to the upside with two gaps that need to be filled above the current price level. I will be looking to swing trade some call contracts that expire 2 to 3 months out. So I'll bring up the screenshot so we can all see it. Let me move this over a little bit so it pops up correctly. So we're looking at Home Depot. And so this was the daily chart for Home Depot. This is how it looks. We're going to pull it up in TradingView so we can get a better view. But I just want to show you guys the screenshot that I put into my Discord community. We got this gap up here that needs to be filled. We got another one right here that needs to be filled. And we're in this support and resistance area ready to start coming back up, as we can see there. Let me tap in with the comments, y'all. Bear with me. Yo, T-Night2303, thank you for the follow. Gabson says, Curtis, what platform do you use to get started? If you're talking about options trading, there's a couple platforms. If we're talking about a beginner, I do charting on a platform called TradingView. And then I use Thinkorswim and Robinhood to actually do my trades. Now, TradingView does have the ability to connect your broker directly to the charts, so you can execute trades from there. I haven't done it yet. I connected my Webull account, but I'm at a stage where I really don't like Webull too much, or maybe it's just my learning curve. But eventually I'll start doing some lives and some videos about how you do your trades directly from TradingView. But it does have the ability to connect your brokers through it there. I just haven't got that far yet. But I use TradingView as a beginner for my charting, and I primarily trade with Robinhood and Thinkorswim. So those are like the main platforms that I use among some other things. Ani says, yeah, I'm glad I found your favorite, Taylor. Yep. Ani Grove says, it's kind of honest. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Yo, Brad, thank you for the follow. Tommy, too, thank you for the follow. And special KT007, thank you. Tiff West says, I don't use Webull much either. TOS every day. I feel you. Yeah. Yep. Thank y'all for coming through. We're rocking together. 3.2K likes. What? Okay. All right. So I want to get everybody's honest opinions, though. So I gave the breakdown on the Home Depot trade. Now let's bring up the live trading view, or the current trading view chart. So here we go. I entered into the trade yesterday. I got in right about here. I got in pretty low, which was cool. And it went up. So I was super happy. I'm up. I'm feeling like Keith. I'm feeling like Roaring Kitty yesterday. I'm going up. My contracts are doing good. And then this morning, I don't know if y'all noticed. Did anybody notice like that push down? I think we all felt it. there was a gap down. As we can see it right here, this gap down was SPY, QQQ. A lot of the major tickers were pushed down. And so my my contracts got beat up. They were looking like Roaring Kitty this morning. I kid you not. When the market opened up, my contracts were looking like Roaring Kitty. So we gapped down. Fortunately, we're still in the support and resistance zone. So it was a part of my trading plan not to get stopped out. As long as we're still in this zone here. And a lot of my contracts regained value today. But I did feel that blow. So let me show y'all the exact contracts that I'm in. I do want your honest feedback. We're here to learn from each other, and we want our new traders to learn too. And I want all of us to remember, right? It's not us versus against each other. It's the hedge funds and the large financial institutions that want to manipulate us against each other so we stay distracted and divided, when it doesn't have to be that way. We can work together, as we see with the whole GameStop era. We can work together to bring the power back and make money for ourselves. So we want to try to tackle this, and let's learn together. I'm just showing you guys my thoughts, but I'm open to criticism. I'm open to different opinions. But let me go to where I got in. Let me show y'all exactly. So here are the HD calls that I got in for a big swing. I bought two. Like I said, I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm not really a swing trader. I'm more of a scalper. On average, my data shows that most of my trades that are successful are less than 10 minutes. And we saw that with Exxon Mobil, right? The Exxon Mobil trade was 4 minutes. I was in and out. But I'm trying to get into these longer swing trades for my community, and so that more people have an opportunity to be able to take advantage, or at least be able to see the trade play out without it like going within the blink of an eye. So I got two calls for Home Depot that expire August 16th. This is me getting into them. This is what they look like. I paid about $4.05 a piece. Yep. And then this was the Exxon Mobil. So just want to get y'all thoughts. Let's see who's going on. Let's go. Let me keep up with the comments. Y'all bear with me. Got to check in with the comments. All right. Painting Cloud says, does that mean you are buying Home Depot and selling in 3 or 4 months? So Painting Clouds, I bought options contracts, which are basically a hedge. I don't like to use this word as you get more developed as a trader, but a bet that Home Depot is going to go up in value. So as long as the price of Home Depot goes up, the value of my options contracts go up. Now, to answer the other part of your question, right? Realistically, I would like to sell before the expiration date, but I'm also training myself to get used to going through the motions and letting a swing trade play out. At this moment in time, idealistically, like my normal swing trade approach is to take profits at like 30%. If I'm doing a scalp, I usually aim for profits around 10% and get out. On a swing trade, I usually go for about 30% and get out. In this case, because we're talking about August, if we get to 30%, if and when, I'll sell one contract, and then in order to get myself out of my comfort zone, I'll let the other one run. And if we get to like 100%, which is not something I'm expecting, like I don't want it to be like an entitled sense, right? But if we get to 100, I'll probably sell out to it. And that could happen next week, or it could happen in, a month and a half, whatever the case may be. That's my kind of approach. I hope that makes sense. Sleazy Boy says, what do you think about Shiba Inu? Ani says, someone mentioned I should start with Hanker trade. Painting Cloud says, we're unionizing. Ani, I don't know too much about Hanker trade. A Hanko trade. I really don't know anything about that, so I wish I could offer you some experience, tell you about how I, my time with it, but I've never traded on there. Landon says, are you holding? Landon, if you're talking about my Home Depot contracts, yes, I'm still holding them right now. All right. Caller 13 says, followed me. Thank you so much. Landon, we'll come back to GameStop in just a moment. We were just talking about it a little bit there. Let's see. Gavzin says, that a long call or a cover call? It is a long call. Yo, Mocha Ray, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate you. Painting Cloud says, and why bet with options versus with actually buying the stock with the expectation is going to go up? Is it because you can play with more money without actually buying? Exactly. In a lot of different ways, options trading is more cost effective than buying the actual shares. And we actually just broke this down with an example the other day with Amazon. Let me go to my Amazon trade and show y'all. All right, so here it is on June 5th. I did some Amazon calls. I spent about $1,000 right here for 4 Amazon contracts and then took profits right away, right? Was able to make 11%. Like I said, when I scalp, I typically aim for 10%. So I made $124. So with $1,000, I was able to make 124. But if we go back to June 5th and we look at how Amazon did, let me go ahead and put this on the daily chart. So here is June 5th. And I know off the top of my head, because I just did this breakdown, on June 5th, Amazon only moved about $1. So let's say I had bought $1,000 worth, right? Let's just say I had bought, let me see. We'll do a rough round. If I would have took my $1,000, 1,000, we're gonna round the numbers. Amazon was at 184, just to keep it simple. If I would have bought as much as I could, I would have got 5 shares of Amazon, 5.43 shares of Amazon. Now, oops, we'll say 5, bear with me. 5.43 times the $1 and some change that Amazon moved, I would have made like $5.70. So you see how the difference is there between options trading and actually getting the actual stocks. And so that's the tempting thing about options. That's the powerful thing. You can use less capital to potentially make way more money. But as we all know, options trading is very, very risky. So one of the number one things that you got to have in your tool belt and your skill set is risk management, right? Define stop loss, not using too much capital, things of that nature. So I hope that makes sense, Gavson. If that was your painting clouds. Painting clouds, does that make sense? If I would have bought $1,000 worth of Amazon shares straight up, I would have only made a few dollars, right? But with $1,000 in options trading, I made 11% or 124 bucks. All right, Painting Clouds. Tiff West says, I want to learn options. That's what we're all about, Tiffs. We're all about. If you want something more structured outside of my live, you can come check in with the Discord. We have all the beginner videos, and you can tap in with me. We do weekly breakdowns, all that kind of stuff. All right. Cosmic Fish says, is there any literature you recommend reading for learning about options trading? Yes. Right here. A lot of people already know about this book, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. I'll keep it real, and I don't want to downplay this or make it seem simple, but to a degree, as you get into the technicals of learning to trade, the concepts become pretty straightforward after a while. You learn about indicators, you learn about these different levels, and all of the indicators are really just a variation of the same thing. The biggest battle you're going to have is your psychology, your mentality. That's where the biggest battle is going to be. This book right here, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, is what helped me get to the next level. I started this book and probably finished it within a couple of days, and I go back to it all the time. This book right here, Trading in the Zone. All right, what else we got? Yo, Abby Queen, thank you for the follow. Or is it Abby Queen A? Painting Clouds, are you set up as a day trader on Robinhood? I am a day trader on Robinhood on all of my accounts. Yo, Saffron23, thank you for the follow. Kat says, how do you buy options? So, Kat, when you sign up with a broker, whether it's Robinhood, E-Trade, Webull, Thinkorswim, you have to go into a certain part of the broker. You basically have to ask them, you have to apply to trade options. They'll turn on that feature, that ability. They're going to ask you some questions. They'll turn on that feature, and then you'll be able to buy options. But if you want more of a breakdown, you could come join the Discord, or I might even do a specific live maybe next week for all of us if we all want it, how that goes. Painting Cloud says, big moves for people who don't understand options yet. Clay's World, I definitely need to learn options, but it's just so confusing to me right now. So yeah, you guys probably want to tap in. We can do a special live or a special Zoom. Maybe that's what I'll do is I'll set up a public Zoom and we can really answer these questions bit by bit for options trading. And I do have a beginner's video out there. I need to post a YouTube link or something like that. But if you guys here, that's what we'll do. If you guys go to my 2 YouTube channels, I have so many videos that break down all of my stuff, or all of my options trading and all of those things. So if you go to my YouTube channel, which is Curtis G24, same username. Well, I don't even know why I'm typing it in on YouTube when I could just go to my channel. So all of my videos, all of my lives, all of my videos, everything is all in here. Everything is all in here. You guys can check it out. And there's plenty of content, plenty of videos, all kind of things for you to check it out. All my trading recaps, trading journal, all of that kind of stuff is in here for y'all. So if you just need some content to kind of have to get you started, there's that. But then you can always join, of course, the Discord. We can do a Zoom and we answer those questions one by one. Let me keep these comments. All right. Painting Cloud says, but it seems safer to actually bet on more stable companies. Very, very much so. So I'm going to tap over to the side. And yes, you guys know we will get back into the charts and the trading. But here's something that I just landed on. Painting Clouds that you just reminded me of. There's like a business or a financial influencer out there. There's a young lady by the name of Cody Sanchez. And what she talks about, I don't know if you guys know who Cody Sanchez is, but what she talks about is basically buying boring businesses, right? If you're in a position to buy a boring business like a car wash or a laundromat or something like that, or a dry cleaner, because boring businesses are really where the cash is at. And so I've been thinking about that theory or that business model that she's been talking about. Cody Sanchez talking about buying boring businesses. And I realized you can apply the same thing with options trading. So what I've been really leaning on is finding the more boring, stable companies whose kind of like price flow is more predictable just to trade, because you can trade the same setups like all the time. And I'm not knocking the meme stocks. Like, we all love them. It's a lot of energy. It's all of that kind of stuff. But it's very, very unpredictable. So I take that same approach. Find some ticker symbols. Find some companies that are very like boring, if you will, with their price movements, and just trade those over and over. All right. Tiff West says, what's your Discord? It's called Passive Income University. Link is in the bio. Clay's World, thank you for the follow. Saffron said, bro's the next Keith Gill, bro. You're too kind. You're too kind, bro. Scarface says, so 1,000 / stock price times percentage change in movement. Exactly. That's right, Scarface. Christian, thank you for the follow. Sleazy Boy says, what's your monthly profit of trading stocks? Just asking, just to ask, no need to answer. Oh, no, not at all. Right now, I think I'm only averaging I don't want to say only, because it's really a blessing to make any money being profitable. But right now, I'm at about the $600 mark each month. There's some months that are a little rougher than others when I don't maintain my emotional and psychological control. And some months are better than others, right? I'll keep it real. Like January, I made $60 in profit. February was like $700. I'll keep it real. In March, I lost a couple thousand betting, not really trading a plan like I should have. Right now, I'm up a couple $100 this month. So that's where I'm about, right? So on average, like maybe about $500 to $600 range, sometimes closer to the $1,000 mark. But like I said, I trade very conservatively, right? As you guys can see from my things and things, my screenshots and what I posted. When I scalp, I'm typically aiming for about 10% profit. So if I'm trading with $1,000, that's about $100. And if I swing trade, I'm typically going for like 30%, so about $300. Now, there's people out there that, they want 100% minimum. That's not me. I like those base hits. Let them stack up over time. All right. Ani says, I saw FFIE typed a lot in the comments of Roaring Kitty. What are your thoughts on that? So, Ani, a few times ago, which one is it? I think it is actually, but basically, Ani, what I'm getting at is I actually traded FFIE live on TikTok Live. And so, here's my thoughts. Just get in and out. Let's just be with all the meme stocks that's going on right now. Just get in and out. No disrespect. I know we want to be diamond hands, especially for the movement for GameStop. So we'll put that one in its own special category. But everything else, just get in and out. Just get in and out. I was fortunate enough to get into FFIE and CRNK both on the same day live. Made a couple $100, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Don't need to be greedy. Velocity Reaper says, hey, Curtis G, what was it where you learned the strat? Was it a read or a video? Also love your lives. Velocity Reaper. So there is, I want to give credit where credit is due. So for those of us that don't know, the strat was created by by a guy by the name of Rob Smith. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. His number one protege, in my opinion, is a young lady by the name of Sarah Strat Sniper. She has a YouTube channel and she's on Twitter, and she breaks down the strat. Here is her YouTube channel. Very nice lady. Very, very nice lady. She's so humble. She's so dope. But on her YouTube channel, she breaks the strat down. And to me, it's one of the #1 places that I think would be a good start for a beginner. If you need help with like entries and exits and just looking for some good, easy setups and patterns, the strat is the way to go. The strat is the way to go. So here's her YouTube channel. Check her out. Wonderful lady, Sarah Strap Sniper. I've interacted with her a little bit on Twitter. She's very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Let's see. Ani says, oh, wow. Ani says, I'm embarrassed to ask, but what's a meme stock? So, Ani, no embarrassment at all. We don't have any embarrassment. This is a JFZ, a judge-free zone. So we don't do any judging around here. Basically, a meme stock is a stock that's just become popular because it's viral on the internet right now. That's what a meme stock is. And the same thing with cryptocurrencies. They call them meme coins. There's no real, it's debatable, but there's really no real fundamental reason why the stock is getting pumped up other than it's going viral and it's trending online, you know, on Reddit forums, on TikTok, on Twitter, all the different social media platforms is people just boosting it up. So it's becoming very bullish. It's pumping on the simple fact that it's becoming popular. So just like a regular meme, right? Something becomes popular because somebody took a meme or a screenshot from a TV show or a movie. And then that one little screenshot from that movie or TV show makes it popular because it's so funny or it captures everybody's attention. So it's the same thing with like some of the meme stocks. There's not really a fundamental reason for the most part, but I do want to keep it fair. I don't want to just kind of talk. I feel like I'm kind of talking down, and that's not not what I try to do. That's not the type of energy that I bring. But for a lot of these, you really gotta, if you believe in the company, then you really gotta roll up your sleeve and do your due diligence. And for a lot of us, we're really not doing that. We're really not doing it with FFIE. We're not doing it with CRKN, with some of these other ones. We're not looking at the fundamentals and the actual business model. It's just popular right now. And so that's why I say just get in and out. Now, I put GameStop in its own category because GameStop has been transformed, and now it represents a real battle between the two classes, if you will, the retail traders and the hedge funds. So it's morphed into much more than a quote-unquote meme stock. All right, Bree, thank you for the follow. Mocha Ray, thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. So I hate to do this to y'all, but I do work a 9 to 5. I'm wrapping up my lunch break. I always try to tap in and go live when I can with y'all, check in with y'all. But, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Send me a DM. Reach out to me if you got Twitter. I got the same username for the most part on all the social media platforms, CurtisG24. And just reach out to me. Whatever I can do to give you value, to help you out, especially for the beginning traders, just let me know. I'm always down to chop it up with y'all. And then until next time, you guys be easy. Oh, and like I always say, before we get off of here, if you took any trades today, if you did any trading today, log it in your trading journal and make sure you make a note in detail how you felt emotionally and psychologically in your trades. That's what you really, really want to focus on, is us getting control of our emotions and our psychology. That's where the key to success is. So log your trades, get on your trading journal. And with that being said, I'll tap in with y'all soon. All right, peace.